The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
I don't know. Oh.
We have a big guest here, and you got him in front of tablecloths that look like we may or may not kill him after this and wrap him in them. I mean, look at them.
I mean, it did get creepier once you said the whole plan.
I'm on an anger death thing, so I apologize.
Wow.
Did you wear that Canada hat just to piss off Rick?
We're
I
rolling?
like where we're going.
Man, this is great. We
I'm
got
excited.
all of Eleanor's murder plot recorded on
sorry.
tape.
Nuh-uh,
We'll take
I
this
wasn't
straight to
going.
the authorities.
Guys, Rick Ingraham's back.
I'm
Comedy
back,
Store
guys.
Podcast, Rick
Everyone
Ingram's
has
back.
been wondering, where am I? And
That's not wrong.
I'm here. That's
Been
all that
on
matters.
the road, so I've been having guest co-host, and now we have a great guest, Harland Williams. Thank you so much for coming. This is a big deal for us. We're big fans.
This is a big get.
It is?
big get.
Wow. Thank
It's a good
you.
get.
I'm honored to be here. Thank
Really?
you so much.
I'm
Yeah, of
kidding.
course. Yes, absolutely. Thank
Can you feel my insecurity? Really?
No. Not at all.
You put on a good mask.
I do.
It
I have a
keeps
good
it-
mask. Did you wear the Canada hat for Rick to piss him off? I like it.
No.
Unbelievable.
Why do you get mad at Canada?
Oh,
Unbelievable.
The unbelievable,
Just the
the way
worst
he
people.
shits on Canada.
Wow. What happened, Rick? Did you have something? What went down in Canada?
What's even worse is I went to Toronto maybe like 3-4 weeks ago, and it was my first time ever going to Canada,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. And I
Oh.
was furious.
Aha.
Oh.
That's what you get. 'cause
I
he's
went to a
always picking on
shopping
him.
mall. It was like it was 1997. It was packed. People having a great time. I was just like, what are they doing? What do we got to get
They have
going on?
universal health care.
Why haven't we taken Canada over and ruined it yet? That's really...
Maybe that's what's pissing him off.
Wow. Yeah. Well, geez, I'm glad you had a good experience up there, man.
Are you
it was
from
fun.
Ontario?
The crowd was good.
Yeah, from Toronto, where
Oh,
you
nice.
were, where
Nice.
you hated and loved it at the same time.
It's
It sounds like.
That's a hip city. I don't try. They're very nice Canadians, so I don't trash them too much, but it is uncomfortable to be around somebody. Because I'm from Philadelphia, so we're like,
Oh yeah,
what's wrong
Philly.
with you that you're so nice? You
Yeah,
know, like
Philly town.
we get a little,
Yeah.
like Philly?
You're more of
Yeah.
a mean, aggressive type.
yeah.
It's a real seafood town. I love it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, great chowders and bisque up there, right?
That's Boston, but or
But
Maine
Philly's
or,
right there, so I
it's
think
a
they
little
have
lower. We do
seafood.
How come you-
cheesesteaks and hoagies and stuff like
But
that.
aren't you on the shore with the carnival wheel and stuff?
That's
Isn't there-
Wildwood, New Jersey, but I like what you're doing.
So have you had seafood?
No, I don't eat anything out of the sea.
Oh, that's why you don't know about it.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it's
we
a
have
real
a lot
seafood
of
town.
Italians. We have a lot of Italians. They do seafood.
Philly's huge.
Huge seafood.
Yeah.
If you go up 9th Street, you can see crabs walking around. You
I'm
can
not into
grab
that.
That's it. Yeah.
them. But if
Yeah.
you go to like Maine or up there, I think
Oh,
of that
yeah.
as the chowdery
Chowder.
lobster.
So you've never had seafood ever?
No, I'm a real cheap date in case anybody's listening.
Hold on. Is anyone out there listening trying to get a piece of this? Because we could probably...
Sell me off for cheap.
We could at least hook this up,
I
Eleanor.
love Harlan's face.
You've never had a shrimp.
No, that's disgusting.
So you just don't...
You think
let's
I'm
like-
going to wipe something's ass before I eat
I
it? Are
guarantee
you out of your mind?
she's eaten more hot dogs out of
I don't
convenience
eat
stores.
hot dogs.
No? Mm-mm. Wow.
What?
What do you
I
eat?
know,
The
that's
only
a
thing,
problem.
I've known Eleanor for almost 20 years. The only thing I've ever seen her eat is about 1/4 of a quesadilla one time over 20 years.
Wow.
Oh yeah, where was that? Sometimes I can't eat that anymore either. I don't like it.
What do you eat? Like,
I don't like it.
seriously.
Peanut butter and jelly. I
Oh,
eat like
yeah?
a 5-year-old.
What
Yeah.
kind of peanut butter, though?
Macaroni and cheese. I do almond butter. I did switch. I did upgrade a
Unbelievable.
slight.
What, you don't even eat, like, Skippy or...
Oh, I do peanut. Yeah, Skippy or I'll try to do a little bit better than Skippy, but it's still peanut butter.
I'm exclusively a Peter Pan peanut butter
Oh,
man.
yeah, Peter
Big
Pan.
Pan.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with anything else.
Wow, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Peter Pan peanut butter, man.
That's a good
That's
one.
what I had when I was a kid, and I think it still holds up.
It's sort of weird because he's on the cover, and when you look at peanut butter, you almost look like it's a jar with a whipped little boy in it. like it's
that
in
does.
green
Wait,
leotards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I just assumed he's the one that
That's-
gathers the peanuts.
No, I picture it
And
that
then-
he's like it's a
trapped in the
smoothie.
jug.
It's like a boy with curly elf shoes and a
Yes.
feather in his hat, and they've whipped him until he's brown.
That's amazing. Where do
This
they
is the
make?
best perspective I've heard
I-
yet on
I
Peter
think it's a
Pan
great
peanut
one.
butter.
Peter Pan peanut butter
Where do they make Peter Pan peanut butter? Because that
in
don't know.
Fairyland. Where did they go? Wonderland or where did they-
Neverland?
Neverland.
where
Yeah.
they get a
Maybe
lot
they-
of little boys.
So the,
They
And
could
they
buy
make-
Michael Jackson's Paradise.
oh yeah, that's what he
Good
called it.
crossover.
These are the
Oh
ones
yeah,
that
he made
make
creepy
peanut butter
motherfucker.
for sure. That guy, Jacko.
Jack was a big peanut butter making
Oh,
guy.
he had a lot of butter going. That guy.
Had the
You don't
kids
even
over
need
there.
the peanuts, really.
No.
Just get
Oh,
the
Jacko.
butter.
The
They
king
were
of pop?
raw.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
He worked it out. Gave him a ride on the train,
Oh.
proverbially, or however you say it.
Pervertedly, I think.
Yeah,
is what they
pervertedly
wanted to
is
say.
good.
That's
Yeah.
probably the more accurate way.
There,
yeah.
there was a lot of spreading going on up at
Those are the rumors.
the peanut butter. Is what
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of sandwiches.
You got to make a lot of sandwiches, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of boys that didn't live to tell. They became smoothies.
Oh
so,
God.
No?
Classic
Good
Peter
Lord.
Pan
I
story.
need-
Why did Peter Pan wear green leotards though? Is it? I mean, you've seen it, right?
Of course. The play,
Remember,
the movie,
he always
everything.
had green leotards. First of all,
Yeah.
where do you get I shop at Ross Dress for Less, and they don't even have them. Like,
Wow.
where, if I'm a guy
If
who
you can't
wakes
get
up
them
in the
there.
morning and go,
Yeah.
I need me a pair of green leotards,
Yeah.
where is me going to go?
Right. I probably need 14 of them at least. I wear it every day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look at that.
But where do
Change it
you
up.
get them? You're a girl. You know fashion better than
Oh,
we
yeah,
do.
I'm a girl. That's
Where-
right. I forgot.
Where does a guy get green
I don't know, a
leotards?
ballet shop. My niece used to dance.
Ballet
so-
shop.
Ballet shop.
Yeah,
You think,
right?
you
She
think the
get little
feds aren't
tights there.
staking that out?
Or maybe like a WrestleMania. Like you could get tights and a singlet there.
Let me
can't you?
ask you this. This is for the guys.
Oh, okay.
You've traveled all over North America.
Yeah.
You've probably been in 300 malls in your life. You've probably
Yeah.
walked down 5,000 streets with shops and stores. Have you ever in your life seen a ballet shop?
Absolutely under no circumstances. Now that you bring it up, have I ever seen the ballet
So
shop?
why don't we cut through the bullshit and tell us where we can get green leotards?
What are you hiding,
Nice
Eleanor?
try. Nice try with the diversion.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't want us.
Classic misdirection.
Someone doesn't want us to
Hold on a second.
prance.
I did.
Who are you protecting?
I want you to prance. I'm
Who
not
are you
good
protecting?
girly. I'm not good at being a girl, so I don't know where you would get it. I was just
Dice
guessing.
probably
you were
knows.
I was
guessing.
guessing like a dude
It was
because
a pretty solid guess.
It was pretty convincing.
I did ballet and tap when I was, I think, 7.
And where did you
or
get your
8.
stuff?
I don't know. My mom bought it, but I was so tall.
classic. No idea.
And
Yeah.
the
Doesn't
stockings-
recollect at all.
Does not.
When the
Never said
trafficking
I got
started.
this at the
No.
ballet shop.
I couldn't even get the tights all the way up. They only went to my mid thigh because I was too tall. I was a like the crotch was in my mid thigh. I was a goon.
Wow.
I was
Forget
a
about
big goon.
Swan Lake. How about
Yeah.
Crab Lagoon? How did you even
That's
move?
why I don't eat seafood.
There
It's
you go.
weird.
Now it's all coming
It's all
together
coming
now.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. But my
Is
niece,
this still part of the get a date with Eleanor?
I hope so.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I still have that tutu. I think I'll find it.
Tutu. Why don't you just
Yeah.
call it a 4?
My
can't.
God, it all came together.
I will. I was gonna say I have my 4 on. Guys,
Yeah.
come watch me. I'm not like really girly, so I'm trying. I'm
She's
pretending.
She's not.
Uh-uh.
Seemed girly to me.
Yeah, I'll try.
There's a better chance that she beat someone with a bat tonight
Okay,
than
inappropriate. This is my new friend.
I know, and he's
Wow.
Canadian, but he needs to know what he's dealing with.
I'm just
He
saying.
probably is more trustworthy than most.
You probably shouldn't throw popcorn at my car. I get very angry when there's popcorn thrown at my car.
It's a
Well,
big.
who ever threw popcorn
Some
at a
crazy
car?
guy in front of the Comedy Store. So I got out of the car. Rick happened to be there. My anger went up.
I'm like,
Philly came
Oh,
out.
what's Eleanor doing?
Wow, that's
Trunk
weird.
pops open.
Who drives
just-
around with popcorn? Was it Orville
No, it's-
Redenbacher? Was it an old guy with glasses and having a stroke? Maybe were the children of the corn?
could
in his-
have been
100% possibility that it
It
was
could
him.
have been
I think
Orville
you got
Redenbacher.
attacked by Orville Redenbacher.
Well, he was talking shit.
These are the
throwing
hard-hitting
popcorn.
stories that people don't talk about on most
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah,
Those
Peter Pan.
The Comedy
Redenbacher.
Store
Orville-
brings out a lot of weird characters. And so
Was it buttered or was it just
It
plain?
could have been because it did make a
Wait,
mark
you didn't
on my
eat any?
windshield. No, he threw it at my car.
But
She was
that's
so
free
upset.
popcorn.
You're not
Sawed
wrong.
off baseball bat. That's what she was going for. She didn't have time
Really?
for
Oh,
popcorn. Yeah.
You were
I'll
going
give
to
you
beat
pop-
Orville Redenbacher,
Absolutely.
a
To a
98-year-old man with suspenders,
To a
Yeah.
pulp, I
Coke
would've
bottle
beat him.
glasses, spreading
blind.
kernels to
That
the
guy
world.
did have glasses, I
Blind
think.
as he could be.
Yeah.
And you're
Probably in the early ages of corn dementia.
I would have. Boom.
You would have just
boom.
beat Orville
Yeah, double
Redenbacher.
Choked up on the bat and everything.
You know, I used to get sick to my stomach when I was a kid, and I'd see those videos of people beating seals with baseball bats.
clubbing seals.
But
sure.
now this is beyond that.
Turning
This
you
is
on.
like beating
This is turning
pie.
you on.
No, it's really, I feel
He finds
nauseous.
it off-putting.
I feel like I want to go to a movie theater and barf into the golden
Into the
topping
popcorn.
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be
Well,
a nice
I
bat.
apologize, but I will learn where to get you
She wanted
green
to beat
tights.
Orville to death,
With a bat.
throw him in the trunk of the car,
Yeah.
have her way with him.
Oh, you
That-
wanted to have sex with Orville Redenbacher?
It may have turned to that because then what happens is I'm crazy, but then I feel bad.
She goes, "Mama
So,
bear."
Yeah, then I would have felt bad that I did that, so I would have taken him in the car and at least.
You know, everybody needs someone. Like, I used to wonder if you know, the Children of the Corn,
Sure.
Stephen King's.
Eric
I always
Stoltz, one of my
wondered if the
favorites.
adolescent girls from the Children of the Corn would masturbate to Orville Redenbacher's picture
Ooh, yeah.
because he's the king.
Or even just the
Done.
sound of
He is the
popcorn.
Elvis of popcorn.
He's the Elvis of pop. Like, I wonder if, and I don't
Ooh.
mean to be rude, but if,
Not
you
at
know,
all.
adolescent girls are discovering their
Yeah.
bodies and they've got a
Sure.
bottle of, you know,
They have his poster and
What
the
gets me
popcorn
going.
popping in the
and
background.
he's the guy.
It's
He's the
exciting.
Elvis.
Yeah,
and they're
who's
just
got the-
slowly reaching down. And,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, this feels kind of good. You
Yeah.
know, like they're exploring and then they're
Well,
taking their time.
and also just looking at his picture probably creates a tingle, I would
Sure.
imagine, and
Thinking of
that's
that.
what leads to the.
Is that a tie or
Even
a
though
scarf
I'm
that
a
he puts around?
heterosexual man, you know, I can admit that is a great-looking older gentleman.
Oh wow! So have you?
I mean, I'm not going to say that I have, but I also wouldn't say that I haven't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to look him up.
He's a
just to-
popcorn man.
Have you
I don't-
ever
listen,
woken up and there's like butter and salt all over your sheets?
burned pan of popcorn? Things get wild
I
sometimes.
think the answer's yes. Then I think
yeah,
the
it's
answer's
probably yes.
Yeah. Okay, Malachi.
Okay, Malachi. I love it.
Eleanor,
Malachi. That was
she
my
probably-
favorite show,
don't
movie, by
think-
the way.
I don't
It
think-
was Children of the
Was.
Corn.
Loved it.
Why?
Loved it.
People used to tell me that I looked like that, and so
Eric Stoltz?
this is kind of a trigger.
Oh,
Oh.
you're getting upset?
Oh
That's
yeah, the
one thing you don't
redheaded
talk
guy
about.
in
But I torture him about all different. What was the guy I used to call you? Shermanator.
Shermanator,
Shermanator was from, I don't know. He was.
American Pie.
Yeah, he was a little redheaded, kind of nerdy-ish.
But I'm curious, why is like, and I'm not mocking it, but out of
I don't
all the
want-
library of movies, why is Children of the Corn your
It was
favorite? I'm
so
curious.
it was so disturbing, and just I don't know. It just really impacted. Like it stayed in my head for a long time. What the fuck?
Oh, there he is. There.
Look at
Oh,
that.
see, it is a
Are you
tie.
tingling? You just.
I did. I had a clinch a
I
little.
heard you
was
go.
like, oh, you hear it shut? Or
No, was that what that
it
was?
makes a lot
that
of
was a kegel.
noise. It is
Oh,
noisy.
Look at this
yeah.
beautiful man.
It could
Wow.
get
Look at
noisy
that
down there.
pussy-eating monster.
Wow, he did not have
What was that you just said now? Could you say that? I think I thought I
I
heard.
was talking about how Orville Redenbacher is a pussy-eating monster.
This is him between.
Clearly.
Yeah, obviously. Wow. Did
Yeah.
Who's
Like think of
this?
it. You're a 15-year-old young adolescent healthy girl out
Okay.
in some rows of corn for most of your life.
Right,
Yep.
which is also unheard of. I don't know.
Right,
where-
and you
yeah.
don't get exposure to a lot of men, and then the king of popcorn walks
There he
through
is.
one day, and you're not
There he
gonna
is.
freak out.
Yeah, I know. I'm like
I think you get pretty
clearly.
excited.
Yeah.
He's also the king of the funnest type of corn.
Even one
And
of
that
his
goes a long
teeth.
way with corn.
Oh, which
Chicks.
kind is that?
Popcorn.
Oh, popcorn. Yeah,
way,
yeah.
Way more exciting than your standard corn on the cob corn.
Right.
And, you know,
Let's pop it.
the children
He's
of the
a
corn
Yeah.
girl looking for a bad boy. That's the guy right
That's
there.
the guy. Wow. And who names their kid Orville? I think it was one of the Wright brothers and
That's
this guy.
possible.
So it went from the guy who
Yeah, oh, yeah,
invented
'cause-
flying
Yeah. First
to
guy
the guy
fly.
who invented theater popcorn.
Is that him young up there?
That's a serial killer.
Yeah, that's
that's a
terrifying.
serial. That's his great-great-grandfather, the cannibal Redenbacher. Yeah.
I can't.
And
Yeah.
you ask yourself, why would they name him that? But they knew day one.
Yeah.
Where's
What
he?
they had
I don't
eventually.
think I know enough about Orville Redenbacher. Now I'm going to get into it.
Eleanor was poor, so she never had the good stuff.
Are you
Not
really?
really, yeah.
No, you're not.
If she was
Oh,
lucky
yeah.
to get some Pop Secret
Oh, I'm like,
growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember popcorn. I don't know if we had it all the time.
Oh, so
Jiffy popcorn. Jiffy.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah,
stove,
remember that?
and it would blow up
and
into
then
a
we would
big
burn it on
silver.
purpose.
Talk about
Yeah,
another
sure.
guy who fucked a lot, probably.
Who?
The Jiffy popcorn guy, whoever that might be.
He did what now?
I'm thinking he
fucked a
probably
lot.
fucked a lot. It's hard to say.
Whoa. Are you in
Big
trouble?
time notifications.
What is a big time notification?
It was my Dexcom blood sugar monitor telling me that
Rick,
it was not working.
He has type 1
no.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably because we're talking about all this popcorn. Your,
And the
your
sugar-
levels
yeah,
are going
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It skyrocketed. And
Wow, you'd never make it as a child of the corn. Maybe
You
a
know.
child of the insulin? Are they a group?
it could be a group.
Okay,
They
maybe
got
you
to be
better
out there.
stand out behind a hospital in the needles. And,
I like this. Is
Yeah.
it? Oh, this is the guy who started the Jiffy. Oh, he died Tuesday. His home in Long Beach.
That's tragic.
2 years old.
wait, which guy?
Oh,
That's from
91.
1991.
Got it. I was reading. I was like, oh, this is sad.
It's
Hey, is
funny
there-
he also invented Speed Stick.
Okay.
Yeah, Men in Speed Stick.
That's exciting.
Wow.
Is there a
By
picture of
Menon,
this sexual
right?
Yeah.
icon?
By Menon.
Menon. You know,
My mom.
you know your jingles, girl.
My
She
mom
knows how to
used to watch like
get
TV,
attention.
but she got so annoyed from the commercials. She would, when we figured out we could mute them. That was it.
No disrespect to Flo from who's
Progressive?
Progressive
Yeah.
Insurance, because I've worked with her at Ground
yeah,
Lake.
yeah.
She's one of the funniest girls
amazing.
ever. I love her, but those commercials, I mute them.
I believe
They
it.
drive me nuts, and she's
It's too
people
much,
don't
but
know
let her run
yeah.
to the bank and laugh
Oh, yeah,
all the
good
way.
for
Yeah,
her.
good
Good
for
for
her.
her,
I
but
heard
I
great
just-
things about her.
She's amazing. She's
Yeah.
hilarious, but it's because there's just so many of them. They shoot like
40,000
7 a
a
week.
year, yeah.
Wait, let's go to that. You were a Groundling student?
No, I was never a student. I just got invited a lot to go up and do shows
the
with them.
Sunday night thing. Is that Groundlings? The Sunday night?
Not
no.
Sunday, but just like they would invite me to come and do their shows with them, and
Right.
so she was often there and amazingly hilarious, like
Yeah.
wonderful person. But that Flo character, there's just so many, it just drives me insane.
It's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now she's playing like her whole family. She's doing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
yeah,
I can't. I don't
She's
do
the Eddie
commercials.
Murphy of insurance commercials.
yeah. Yeah.
I will pay extra for cable so I never have to see a commercial. I'm terrible. I
Wait,
have
they
no
still
patience.
show commercials on cable.
Not HBO.
Oh,
She doesn't know about the new stuff, Harlan.
What's
She's
the new stuff?
subscribes and all that. She's
I do
not.
HBO. I do ESPN, and
She
that's
probably
where I have
she
to
has the old
mute.
HBO box. You got to switch it over from A to B.
it's so funny that you say HBO and we just mentioned Menon.
Right?
Speed Stick.
Why?
Like-
How's that?
Well,
correlate?
like BO.
Yo,
And Menon's everything's
Wow.
connecting tonight.
Unbelievable.
This might be the
What a
most
world.
magical
it's to me it
podcast
is.
that's ever happened.
It's 100%.
like everything we've talked about has come back around. Like it's really weird. It's like we're in a cyclone of connectivity.
Yeah.
Kind of like your sister's eyebrows.
It
Wow.
feels. Jeez.
Wait, did you even have a sister?
I mean, I do.
Dude, I'm sorry, bro. I
like
can't wait to see how that comes around
I want to
later.
see how angry she gets when
That is
she
going to be
hears-
exciting to find out how that ends up being
He
kind of
does
a.
have killer eyeyebrows, doesn't he?
He does, but I'm talking
Seriously.
about
I
his
don't. I
sister.
have to draw them on like Joan Crawford.
Oh wow! Do you
Sunset
Sephora?
Boulevard. Yeah,
Did you go Sephora
I have to.
or Mac?
This man knows his makeup. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got it at Sephora.
Yeah.
My niece
Kat
does
Von D?
makeup, and she's like, Aunt Elle, you have
Is
to
that
fix
Kat
that.
Von D?
No, I'm gonna blow your mind. Anastasia, you know Anastasia.
Oh, that's just,
Anastasia had a little shop right on 3rd. Well, she worked for somebody that had a shop on 3rd. She used to do my eyebrows for $15, and then she did Oprah and J-Lo's, and they started boasting
Wow.
about her. She opened up her own shop in Beverly Hills, and now I believe she's even retired and has her own line of eyebrow stuff, Anastasia.
That's what I always
She went
wanted.
from $15 to $100 in like 2 years. I was like, oh, fuck this lady.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
eyebrows became big business because of J-Lo and Oprah.
Wow.
The
Isn't there a-
bitch is a brow.
Bitches of brows. Not
what-
Whoopi Goldberg because she doesn't have any. So
Ouch.
it's hard to.
Oh, how does
Dude,
that
shots
happen?
It's
fired.
uncomfortable, but Whoopi Goldberg, nobody notices. That's what's off
That's what
about
happened
her.
with her?
Well, how does that happen? Is
I
that a
don't
disease,
know.
eyebrow alopecia or
I don't.
something?
I
or-
don't know.
I believe.
Don't come at me, bitch. But there's no
Oh,
eyebrows.
That's interesting. Has she always been is the term eyebrowless?
Eyebrowless.
Wow, she's like got a bald face.
Isn't that great? I just to me, and
I never
she's
noticed.
so confident, nobody ever notices.
Yeah.
And
right?
it doesn't matter. I mean,
No,
do
of
our
course
eyebrows
not.
ever do anything for us? I
Yes.
can't remember the last time my eyebrows protected my eyes. Like it's not
They
like
do a
someone
bad
came at
job
me
of
with
that.
a stick and I bent my head and the eyebrow, the
brow.
stick
But
got
she
caught in the
actually
tanglement.
looks fine. She looks good.
Of course
like
she
if
does,
I
yeah.
did that, I would look weird.
Eleanor,
Well, I don't
you
know.
should go eyebrow free, I think.
I think you should. You should have
It's
a bald
time.
face.
Well, if I didn't put anything on, they're really blonde like yours. They're just not as thick.
Shave them off.
Shave them off. Get rid of them.
Really
How's your dating life?
bad.
Get rid of them.
Yeah,
like
that's
yesterday.
that's an
like
easy
yesterday,
go.
yeah. Like I wouldn't even get the proper tools. I would just rip them out tonight with your
Okay.
bare hands.
Just really?
Put
Not
some
even like a
Newman's
wax?
Own like olive oil or salad dressing and just
Newman's, I
lube
like
them
that,
up and
yeah.
tear those suckers out and start dating.
he's
Get
an
on
expert.
Tinder.
Get on Tinder.
He's an
Just
expert in a lot of
immediately
ways.
take pictures. He is. He
Yeah.
is. I mean, I've learned so much.
Right
about
on your
you.
profile, first thing, eyebrowless. You're going to get
Eyebrowless.
laid so hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're going to be
In a
excited
minute.
about
So
that.
Yeah.
I
They're gonna-
will
that's,
wax.
First of all, it's going to get their attention. They'll go, why would she put that first?
Yeah.
What do you put second? What would be on your dating profile?
You're, I mean, after eyebrowless, I
Yeah.
mean, what? There's a second. There's
Would you
Yeah, all you
mention
have to put is-
prolific
You don't put
wrestling
anything.
career, comedy.
I don't put the wrestling career. That scares them off, especially with no wrestling.
I think you just write who wants them some bald face, and then just boom, watch them line up.
There's when I wrestled. Look how dark they were.
Oh, that's
It's just
you?
frightening. Yeah. That.
Wow.
Eleanor, you look intoxicated.
Oh, there I am. There.
Wait, you were a wrestler?
Yeah, I was a wrestler.
Holy God!
Women of wrestling. Very excited. I mean, this is what scares men off because I can flip people around, makes them nervous, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Could we
maybe.
get a close up on the pic of Eleanor with the cigarette?
That's at
looking
the comedy
fly
store.
as fuck.
And look at that. Look at that face.
Wow, your eyebrows look thinner there.
Before Anastasia. This is BA. Before Anastasia. Yeah.
What's BA?
Before Anastasia?
Oh, BA. Yeah,
I thought we were on it. Anyway,
yeah.
we're losing
I
the
thought you were
This
trying to bring it
picture's
back
making
to-
people nervous.
I like the picture of you with Dice as Wolverine.
I'll be honest. I thought that picture that he just took down was John Bon Jovi.
It's
You know
very-
what?
I didn't
I've
know
I've
that
gotten
was you.
confused
Similar.
for John or Eddie Vedder. So
Yeah.
I cover both coasts.
Yeah. that's-
All right, let's take this down because I don't know why I'm on display right now.
Yeah,
not?
that's kind
Let's
of.
ask-
Let's Oogle,
Questions.
Oogle Eleanor, the new
Kinda rude,
podcast.
yeah.
Let's ask Harlan questions. You're making me nervous.
Harlan,
and
Yeah.
stuttering.
I'm nervous.
We got to make this professional as hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go to professional.
Google.
Get rid of me.
No.
How do you get into the children's cartoon game?
Whoa.
Oh, wow, you go right for the jugular.
That's kind of hard hitting.
He has
wow.
a terrific voice, though.
It does.
That's what it is, right?
Oh, yeah,
Your
for the
voice
voice
is
stuff. You know, it's funny because I never tried to get into the voice game. I think maybe I have a bit of a unique voice or something, and
Yeah.
people tell me I do. So I just started getting calls from, my agents and so it just kind of came my way. I didn't chase the voice,
Right.
cartoon voice thing. So it's just, which is always nice when you don't have to chase something. It just sort of comes your way. So that's the simple answer. It just kind of,
Falls in your lap.
yeah. So, and I enjoy it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's easy work, but it's
It's sort of easy to a degree.
Yeah.
It depends on the project.
Right.
And it sometimes depends on the directors, because I've done everything from TV shows to movies. I mean, I've been in Madagascar. I've been in Sausage Party. I've been in Meet the Robinsons, all kinds of these movies. And some directors are like, okay, let's do it again 15 times. And just do it where when you say say the.
Right.
And you just know they're overbeating it, and I've had directors I've just like, guys, come on, like enough. You've got it.
I know you got it.
Yeah, like and then some directors are just like one or two takes and you're done. And then some directors will let you improvise, which I love. Yeah. When you can improvise to a script and it's in voice and so yeah, it's a blast.
That's amazing, because some comics, like when it first started, like the animation was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. A lot of comics were like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like they were getting away from it.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like 80s, mid 80s.
That's
they just
silly.
were like, nah, because it just didn't. They were doing other stuff.
I see, yeah.
And so it was just like, what? And
The
their
80s
managers,
good times.
yeah, their managers would bug them like, hey, why don't you get in this? Like, dude, I'm doing tours, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I got 6 movies, blah blah blah, and they just didn't do it.
Well, that makes sense.
Right?
then.
They were big stars, but they were like kind of shunning it, and then it became. They saw like what it turned into.
Yeah,
and people were like, "This is big business."
I think when Robin Williams did Aladdin, that's when animation went around a corner, not just for voice work, but for
comics,
for the medium of animation had a resurrection, and then eventually it segued into Toy Story with Pixar, which no one thought it could be done, and then it kept on going up the chain, and now it's a big part of the entertainment industry. It's just right in there with everything else. So, and
it's a cash cow.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, I know guys that just make their living doing voices.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I do a show that plays in 130 countries around the world, and it's Puppy Dog Pals has been on for 5 years, and it plays 88 times a week on Disney.
Shit.
So
wow.
it's nothing to laugh at,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's on a lot at my house.
It is?
Yeah. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Oh, amazing.
And they will legit sit
that's great.
and just watch it. I'm like, thank God I don't have to chase them around.
I love that. Yeah, a lot of people have told me the show works as a great babysitter. Like
it's calming.
They'll have babies that are crying or hyper, or I've even heard from a lot of parents who have autistic kids, which was something
interesting.
I didn't anticipate happening, but that they said their children were really living in a cone of silence, and for some reason something in Puppy Dog Pals brought them out, whether it was to make noises or say words or sing.
That's incredible.
And I've had a lot of parents with these heart-moving stories, these emails to my fan page saying, hey, our kid was like in
nonverbal,
nowhere land, and something in your show. It's not like we're conversing with the child, but something opened a portal, and it's amazing. It's something incredible. I never thought I would hear, but it's great. Yeah.
It took me like 2 episodes when my daughter first started watching it, where I'm like, is that Harland Williams?
yeah.
I'm like, it just took me. I'm like, wait, is he in a children's cartoon?
Yeah.
It's like the immediate Google, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, good. I'm glad your kids like it. That's great.
He might actually like you now that you know Harland.
Well, it's possible. I wouldn't count on it, but you never know.
Yeah,
she's my kid, so
that's true. She's filled with hate, just like her daddy. God bless her.
Oh no,
it's a beautiful thing.
Well, he passed it down.
He passed the hate. That's what I love about kids, man.
Do you have children?
No, but I've worked with a lot of kids because I write and illustrate children's books, and I've done a lot of stuff, and I just love the purity of a child's imagination. It's just so clean, and the stuff that comes out of their mouths is.
His daughter's uncomfortably talented.
Is that right? How do you mean?
She draws.
Oh wow,
her
she's super smart.
Is
wow,
incredibly smart.
Oh, that's great.
She does do this thing that. I've been trying to get her to stop, but she watches something and then just immediately incorporates the exact plot into a story that she's writing. And I'll have to be like,
So
She's stealing.
plagiarism.
Yeah, straight plagiarism.
Yeah, she's
I'll
a
go,
plagiarist.
is this The Lion King? She's like, no, it's a story about lions.
Yeah.
That's not The Lion King. I
And
go,
one of them's a royal lion, but he's not a king.
yeah, I mean, it's literally, I'm like, this sounds exactly like Lion King.
Wow.
She's like, first of all, the mean brother, he doesn't even have the same color hair. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right. I switched. Yeah, you switched it up a
You
little
switched the crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She's
likes
smart.
What she likes.
She's
She likes
smart.
What she likes. Yeah,
Wow.
she's so, and she's an amazing like artist. Like
Wow.
draws pictures and stuff. You're
If
like
she's how old is she?
5.
She's 5.
She's already like kind of mastering that. She's going to be very talented when she gets older. That's great. What's interesting too now is a lot of people can make that a viable career. Like when I was going to college, I studied classical animation, and it was at a college in Canada. It was one of possibly the only or one of very few
that had that.
facilities in the world that taught animation. Like there was the concept of going to a school and studying cartooning. It just didn't happen. You know, it wasn't really seen as a viable career path. And so I was in this school for 3 years, and now you go and it's like people are leaving high school planning a career in animation because there's, you know, with digital and computer animation, it just blew the door open on the industry, and so much is possible because it's not just kids shows now, it's movies, it's all kinds of
all the
stuff.
streaming have a ton of it.
Yeah, it's so much.
Have you been doing stand up the whole time you were doing like acting and stuff? Did you start out as a comic or did you start out as an actor?
I started as a stand up.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
In Canada.
in Canada, and I never acted until I got down here. But I kind of went into comedy knowing that if I could do well at comedy, you know, other things like voice work and you know, TV and movies and all that stuff would hopefully come off of that, and that's kind of what happened. So.
Because I didn't get on to your, like, I wasn't familiar with your work until I saw you in like movies, and I was like, oh, this guy's hilarious. And then when I started doing comedy, I'm like, oh, he does comedy too. Like, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, oh yeah.
No, well, it's weird
so
because
cool.
I cut my teeth up in Canada for like the first 7 years, so I didn't even get down to LA till I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
I think it was 28 or 29.
Yeah,
so
almost elderly. Yeah.
yeah, so I
Missed out on the Barry Sobel years.
yeah, I did. I missed out, but I cut my teeth up in Canada and honed my act and honed comedy, and then I really made an effort to tell myself I'm not going down there. Because to me, the U.S. was like the big picture, right? And I said, I'm not going down there until I know I'm ready. Like I can feel confident enough that when I go on stage, I'll either make some noise and I'll get noticed, or even if I don't, at least I won't eat it, you know?
Right.
So it was
So you were smart about it.
I guess I was, yeah.
Yeah, most people just come and they're like, what?
What's the process? How does a Canadian comedian
whoa, that was
get to
rude,
come
Rick.
to, like, did you have to do immigration
yeah,
stuff?
it's not easy.
It's
It's actually intimidating, and it's very difficult, and that's why there's not more Canadian comics here. And people always say, you know, why are Canadian comedians so funny? Like, you know, guys like Howie Mandel, Norm Macdonald, you know, there's so many really cool Canadian comics. And I think it's because the process is you have to get a sponsor. So you have to find someone in America who says, I like you, I'm going to sponsor you, and then they have to approach immigration and say, hey, I'm responsible for this guy.
I'm vouching for.
Here's all the work I'm going to get him. He's going to be under my wing. Then you get a 3-year work visa, and then that runs out. And if you can prove you actually contributed and paid taxes and got somewhere, then they'll renew it. And then after a certain point, you're allowed to apply for a green card. And then that took me 6 years to get.
Jeez.
And then you have to hire an immigration lawyer. And when you're a starting comic, That's $20,000
Oh, shit.
American with the exchange rate. And you're also, I came down to the U.S. with every dime I had that I'd saved up during those 7 years. And I just said, I got to go for it. And I said, I'm going to go to L.A. until my money literally runs out. And so you bring everything down. You do all this stuff with the lawyers, with the immigration, first you got to get lucky enough to find a sponsor that's willing to believe in you and bring you down. So it's a real intimidating process. It's expensive. It's stressful. It's like, and again, your first permit's 3 years, so you're on a ticking clock. And so going back to what I was saying, I think the reason a lot of Canadian guys kick ass down here is because we're running on the clock.
Right.
So we get down here and we're just we hit the ground like a gerbil on a wheel. Like it's like I got 3 years and I got to make some noise, and so I know that was the same for my case, and I know Norm, who used to be my best friend, sadly he's gone, but he came down a year before me, and then I came down, and it's I saw it with Norm too. Like you just have to rock and roll when you get here. Mike Myers and
right.
a lot of these guys,
They say a lot of British actors as well. Like
they have to go through the same process.
They'll basically take lower money than American actors because they have to have the jobs.
Right.
Yeah,
they need the right.
They need to work so bad.
I would have married you, and you could have got a citizenship.
See,
is that cheaper?
I was really, even back then, I was looking for a girl with no eyebrows, but thank you for
crazy,
offering.
Because I would have waxed them and been
Eleanor.
like, oh, cool.
Yeah, could have, might have,
I remember
it honestly seemed like you never even considered it until we mentioned it.
I mean, if you had a bald face, I would have said, show me the ring.
You immediately.
Show me the ring.
And now you would be reaping the benefits of Canadian citizenship.
Does that make it faster for you guys if you married somebody or no?
Yeah,
I'm just curious because somebody approached me when I was right out of high school to do that.
If you have if you marry an American woman or a man, if you're a girl, you get citizenship. So some people do that. I had a friend that did a fake marriage, married a guy.
That's what they wanted. They gave me a whole breakdown how they would do it.
Yeah, but it's just still it's. I think it gets complicated and ugly, and so it's probably stressful on the person that's willing to help too, because you can be culpable if they find out, and it's a lot of weird maneuver. It's like perpetrating a giant lie, sort of, and even though you're doing it for sort of innocent reasons to help someone, you're kind of at the same time duping the system. So it's kind of a weird, awkward thing. So
do you know Lois Bromfield?
No.
Well, she was a Canadian. She came down here. Do you know who she is?
You think he knows all Canadians,
Eleanor?
Eleanor?
know.
Oh, wait, Lois. Lois Wheat Harvest Bromfield? Oh, my God. Yeah.
She was like a writer on Roseanne. She was a terrific comic. She was a regular here.
Okay.
Mitzi was obsessed with her, and she needed her citizenship. So she was a lesbian, and she married our piano player who was gay. And they were Peter and Pauly Shore's guardians for years.
That's interesting. Wow.
Now she lives in Germany. So
yeah,
she's amazing. She's a writer.
It always ends in Germany.
She's brilliant.
Always ends in Sprechen die Deutsch. Yeah.
Sprechen die Deutsch. But I just was curious if it was faster, because Lois was hot. She was killing it here, and then they were like, "You got to leave." And then,
it's kind of scary.
So it was hard.
Yeah,
and that was the '70s, so it's different.
And I think there's people too that just stay here and stay under the radar, but it's almost like that Dog the Bounty Hunter guy. You really can't, even if something came up, well, yeah, we want to cast you. Well, where's your social security number, and where's this? And I had one buddy that came down and actually bought a fake social security number, and then one time when he went back and tried to come down, they caught him and they wouldn't let him back in the States, and all his stuff he was living here. And
shit.
So you're always kind of that looking over your shoulder thing.
I couldn't live like that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people don't realize that it's quite the process, and especially when you're at the beginning of your stand-up career, when you're you're not making huge entertainment dollars. You're making money to pay your rent. So
that's kind of what my curiosity is for a comedian especially, because I know people with specific jobs, doctors or whatever, they can get in because they can prove they're working some hospital. But
right.
How does a comedian?
Well, actually, what you have to do is you have to, in those fledgling years of your stand-up, you have to hope that you got a newspaper article written about you, or 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5. Like, even if it's like, the local Fresno Bugle had a picture of you at a college. Like, you almost have to put a press kit together. That's what I had to do. And then you have to try, and you're still new at it, so you're trying to get established comedians and people in the industry to write you letters. You have to get 5 letters of reference from prominent people in the industry. So that's not easy to do either. So there's a whole layer of stuff. But luckily, I got traction quickly up in Canada, and I was headlining within just over a year. I was headlining, and so all the big players up there knew me, and then I got into the Montreal Comedy Festival quite quickly, which is a huge thing.
That was when they were giving out deals and stuff. Yeah,
so I was able to. Still wasn't easy, but I was able to gather all the pieces together, and then fortunately, an American manager saw me in Montreal and said he wanted to sponsor me. And
that's
great.
Yeah,
it was so.
Are you still with that manager?
I'm not with him. He passed recently. They actually had a little thing from here. It was Howard Lapidus.
Oh yeah.
So he was really a nice guy, and
very nice.
always grateful to Howard for, he's the guy that opened the door.
Yeah, he sponsored you.
Yeah. So.
I like in my head I was like, oh yeah, you stay with that person if they got you into the country, but
the as you know, agents and managers are always shifting, and I think all of us, it's very rare when you meet a comic or an actor that stayed with the same person all the way through their career. And when you do meet those people, you're kind of jealous because you kind of want to stay with the same person your whole career, because you build a personal relationship and you know each other's idiosyncrasies. And but as far as my journey, and most of the people I know, it's you've been through 3, 4, 5 managers. I've been through every big agency. I've been with CAA, Endeavor, William Morris, API. I've been through all of them.
It's like cable. You got to change it. You get the better deal.
Still focusing on
I'm so
cable.
sorry. I'm thinking of HBO and BO.
Circular though.
Orville
She did bring it back.
She brought it back around.
By Menon. I don't know where I'm at.
It's all right.
I remember Tripoli had a Canadian girlfriend, and she eventually got deported.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think they broke up.
Is that,
but she was a comic.
Do you think she got deported or she ran away from Tripoli? I mean, I'm asking.
They broke up.
Very serious.
Yeah, they broke up, and then it was a few months later. He was like, "Dude, she got caught. She overstayed or whatever. She got deported." I'm like, "Oh, that sucks."
And
then there's like a certain amount of time you have to wait
Mm-hmm.
after that happens.
It's weird too, because it's like with the immigration situation in the States, whether people are coming through Mexico or flying from Russia or coming through China, that was one of the most frustrating things, because people like me and other people from other countries go through all this stuff, and it takes years. It takes a decade, actually. And you do everything right. You pay all this money. You do all this stuff, and then, and I'm not picking on Mexicans. It's all countries. Like people coming in from all over the world, and they just go, come on in, have schooling, have medical, have this. You don't need a green card, and you're just like, really? So, and you feel like a bit of a chump for doing
like,
the whole dance.
I did everything right, but don't you think those people have to live looking over their shoulder? Like they have.
Well, that's what I feel like now. It's like now you come in illegally, you're allowed to get a driver's license. Now they're saying they're starting to say you can vote. I mean, you get a social security. Like that's what I mean. You almost get all the benefits coming in illegally that you do doing it through the proper channels.
And at least in California.
Yeah, and it's just like
Arizona too.
I'm not crapping all over people. I know everyone has a desperate struggle, but it's like the question is there a process or isn't there? And why are some people getting away with it and some aren't, and it was very weird. That was a bit of a shock coming to this country and seeing that kind of those weird distorted levels. But
which country you like better? I mean, I'm not asking, but you could say it directly in the camera.
Big time question here.
Well, they always say home is where the heart is, right? So
Yeah.
I love America, and actually my ancestors came from here and then skipped a generation, and a bunch of them moved to Canada. So I'm always a Canadian at heart, but
Right.
I love the United States, and if I ever have a family and kids, I'll have them here. And
Okay.
and so in a way, speaking of circles, it's interesting because my great-grandparents were from here up in Ohio and Pennsylvania and moved up to Canada. So a few generations removed. So in a way, I just feel like I'm on the same loop, like a North American loop.
Yeah, there you go.
But I think you're always, whether it's a state or a country or even a town, your heart's always in
my heart's
that
always
place.
in Philly.
Philly, right?
She loves Philly,
seafood,
despite the seafood that she won't eat.
And maybe it's good because imagine one day she's eating a big bowl of clam chowder. She bends down and one of her eyebrows pops off.
Right in there.
Right.
And can never get it back.
And then the chowder's ruined forever.
Chowder's ruined. Waiter, there's an eyebrow in my soup.
Chowder.
And then Kat Von D turns around and says, really? You should have used my Midnight Star Splash eyeshadow.
You should have tattooed your eyebrows on.
Unbelievable.
But just as a waitress,
Unbelievable.
you just brought a scent back to my note. Like as a waitress, I used to bring clam chowder out, and I'd be like the whole time I couldn't
What
even
restaurant?
serve it in Philadelphia.
What was it called?
HBO.
HBO. HBO.
First of all,
wait a minute. H.A. Winston's.
Circle, man. The circle.
She acted like she'd never even heard of seafood, and now she's serving clam chowder
and puking in it,
It's
apparently.
unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's
with her
a soup.
eyebrows.
That's
Wow.
everywhere.
But what was the name of this place?
H.A. Winston's.
H.A. Winston.
Not H.B.
Great
H.A.
author,
Winston.
too, by the way. Have you read any of his books?
He was the J.D.
Amazing
Salinger of 58.
You know
That makes
as well.
sense because I almost got raped in the bathroom. But
Jeez.
Not the
Speaking of
funnest
clam
seafood
chowder.
story I've ever heard. Was that during Scallop Fest? Or, God.
It was, I believe, rock lobster was
Oh, God, more like cock lobster.
yes.
God. Well, you're joking, right? You weren't assaulted in a seafood.
Yeah, but they made a fatal mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You were assaulted in a seafood for real?
Well, I was. It wasn't.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
seafood.
joking.
It wasn't seafood.
What, in a restaurant?
It was a restaurant that I worked at, and the bartender was a little drunk, and he made a mistake. That was a mistake.
Did he learn the hard way?
He certainly did.
Oh, so it wasn't like some stranger. It was just like a guy.
He was a worker.
He goes, hey, buddy. And then he started getting all flirty, and it went too far.
No, he tried to trap me in the stall in the bathroom.
How'd you get out?
Oh, it's uncomfortable to talk about, but it didn't
He's
work out for him.
There's a chance this guy can't walk anymore.
Is that true? Oh, the baseball bat,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
the Orville Redenbacher Nutcracker, yeah.
The Redenbacher basher.
The Redenbacher, yeah.
It was right by the Academy of Music, so there was a lot of nutcrackers there.
Oh, wow.
Remember that?
Unbelievable.
Did you ever see Nutcracker?
And by the way, Nutcracker is a ballet. The circle just keeps
Scott.
getting. I feel like I've landed in a bowl of calamari. Like there's so many circles. Or deep fried assholes, as I call them. Have you ever?
That's very white to say it like that.
Have you ever seen calamari? Like I'm convinced the texture. I'm sure
you'd be able to
down at the morgue, someone's deep frying some asshole. Like there's some mortician making a killing.
Smell that like
we
that.
might be able to make calamari the #1 food with millennials if we just sell it under the
that's a good
fried
idea,
asshole.
Rick,
Fried
'cause
asshole.
they love to
And
eat
you
ass.
charge them extra for the bleached ones.
Yeah, obviously.
Right?
Yeah, you got
Those are like the high caliber
Cream of the crop,
a
top shelf
bleached
calamari.
hole. Yeah.
A bleached calamari, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Millennials will get down on that for sure.
Caught on the bleached coral reefs of Australia.
People said it was
Bleached
bad, but
asshole.
is it?
Yeah.
But is it bad? That's really what we need.
We could
to
put a
have.
little shrimp in the whole,
Oh,
nothing?
wow.
All right, I don't know much about
You don't
seafood.
know seafood. Yeah, I won't.
It's been
You
established.
better not talk about it. How dare you?
You just can't. You can't just talk out of your ass if you don't know anything about seafood.
Yeah, unless you bread it first, and then you
Right,
can.
then
yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Then you can fry it up.
Yeah.
See, that's a big one in Philly, calamari. I didn't.
What'd you say?
That's
Gala?
exactly.
With a
I don't
G?
know. It's how the Italians say it.
That's like gnocchi. It's gnocchi, but
gnocchi.
Yeah.
Gnocchi.
They just drop letters.
I'm 100% Irish when I say it.
Are you?
Gnocchi. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was in South Philly, so it's like Italy too. I was surrounded.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. Like they'll be like, "Oh, we made fried calamari," and you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was calamari till I was a like fully grown adult in my like late
But were you
20s.
eating it? Were you eating
Hell no.
fried asshole?
No, and they would always
Coward.
put it in my face. All my Marios. Their
yeah.
She's had
moms.
a lot of Marios.
Yeah.
She calls
Super
them Mario,
Yeah.
even though it's Mario.
I think it's
that's
like in England. There's a term called minging. Have you ever heard minging? It's kind of like it's sketchy. It's like
like
nasty.
the English. Yeah.
But the English, if you ever go over there, that they say it so fast. Like normally you'd say, "Oh, that's minging that," but they say it so fast. It's almost like they're not. They do. "Oh, that's a ming that." And it's like it's like they drop every letter except the M almost. "Oh, that's a ming that." Like it's just like they eliminate the
is it?
middle. Minging? Minging is like it just means like it's nasty. It's like dirty and
minging.
like it's fucking
Minging.
Under every bridge in
minging,
LA.
You know? Under every
Yeah.
bridge in LA. Yeah. Have you ever spent the night under a bridge with
I've
those
wanted
folks?
to, but
Have you?
They haven't always
Yeah.
been very welcoming.
Okay.
Are you
A little
serious?
territorial.
So I get welcome.
Have you tried
got in, though.
approaching with your peeing your pants?
Is that a key? I could do
Helps.
it.
Do you add a limp? Do you add a limp, or
limp?
something? A limp
There-
help?
there used to-
Tattoo of Willie Nelson on the neck.
Smart.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
There
think
used
of
to be this
that.
homeless guy named Winston that would come up to the comedy
Oh my
store.
God.
And
I remember
he was
Winston.
missing some teeth and great spirit on him though.
Yeah.
He'd come up and hey, how's it going? I go, hey Winston, you want a couple bucks? I try and give him a couple dollars. He goes, I can't take your money. You're my son. And I'm like,
Wow.
Wow.
no idea that
Yeah.
probably 75-year-old black man is my
Named
father,
Winston.
but
I
he
can
would
see
not
that.
accept my money. And then one night I saw him. I go, what's up, Winston? How you been? Oh, I haven't been good. If you see Fraser Smith, tell him to bring me some pants. And I just went,
Wow.
man, I will deliver that message.
I remember all of this.
It's a terrible situation when you're giving messages to other people to let Fraser Smith know he's in need of pants.
Yeah.
Our open mic scene was a lot of homeless
Very
for a long
homeless.
time.
Really?
A lot.
That's a-
I would do. They'd do 20 comics, and I'd have to pick a number out of a bucket or no number. And there were some weeks it was probably 14 vagabonds.
Wow.
100%. We
Pick
knew them all
numbers.
too. It was great.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Well, I'll say this to their credit. At least they were being motivated and trying something,
Yeah.
trying to do something.
They're giving it a
Whether
shot.
they were doing it for a goof or whether they were,
Yeah.
obviously the homeless situation is tragic, but
Out of control.
when somebody has lost their way and takes the incentive to try anything, I guess
Yeah.
that's a positive step. And you guys
true.
were welcoming to them and let
Of
them go
course.
up?
I mean,
They were the only people who wanted to be here.
Oh,
That's
wow.
true.
Well, then
And
they deserve to do
that's
well.
why I was going to ask, when did you get here? Because we did have a year.
There were some scary
we call it
times
the
here.
dead years here.
Oh.
Nobody was coming here really.
Oh, wow.
And the owner was getting sicker and homeless. Where Crispy Chicken was our number one
That's
comic.
Crispy chicken.
P.
Wow.
Chicken.
He had elephantitis of the nuts, but it was fun
Wow.
to watch. And
Had a great bit about how he looked like a homeless Tom Selleck, and he did indeed look like a homeless
Like
Tom
a handsome guy? Like a private
he
eye?
was
if you-
good looking.
Weird.
Was filthy but good looking, and then a giant nut on
Huge
one
nut.
side.
Wow. How, did he leave it hanging out like an
He would
elephant
show
ear?
us, and it was also through his jeans.
He would show us. At one point it got
He had
so
a
bad
wheelchair
he
for a
showed up
while.
in a wheelchair that had wooden wheels.
What is he, a Flintstone?
I mean, like he got this thing at a thrift
homeless
store.
rubble or something? Who
This
was
thing
it?
had been sitting in the corner since 1942,
Weird.
straight out of an insane asylum. And he would use his feet and then just roll it down. Just huge nut.
Unbelievable.
Did he ever accidentally roll over the nut?
At some point, you'd think the nut probably
Got
suffered
rolled.
the consequences.
Yeah.
Something.
But it was an elephantitis nut, like a John Merrick ball.
It was a huge nut. It was frightening.
Do you remember John Merrick put the burlap bag over his head and just had the one eye hole? I wonder,
Oh,
like the Elephant Man?
Oh.
John Merrick was the Elephant Man.
Oh, okay. Yes. In my head, I'm thinking of the Elephant Man.
So
but
I'm wondering if this guy ever put the burlap bag with the hole
Ooh.
over his bag and talked to him and had a elephant friend?
I'd pay top dollar to watch that.
A little elephant friend in his underpants?
The old saying, the elephant friend.
How are you tonight? Easy. Simba, Mumba, Ungawa.
Wait a minute.
Remember Elephant Boy? There used to be a show called Elephant Boy. No?
Is this Canada?
Welcome to
Do you
my
know it?
world.
Legendary Canadian cartoon.
Oh, for real?
I'm not familiar.
I was like,
I think it was a black and white like TV series called Elephant Boy.
That's
and it was,
so
it was a
funny.
little Indian boy, and
Makes
he'd ride
sense.
around on an elephant. And,
Okay.
can we Google that one? Can you see if? Because now I'm starting to doubt if I'm making this up, but I remember it from my
Would you hate
childhood.
that? You're like, did I make that up?
I think
or is that
Elephant Boy,
real?
and if you do have the opening, because my
Okay.
memory is that this little Indian boy with a white turban comes crashing through the window, like Elephant Boy, and then here he is on this elephant. There he is. It's him. See if the trailer's available. See if the trailer is available
This is
for
gonna get us
the
canceled
intro.
for
No, this is a
sure.
real
Video.
thing, though. We can't be canceled for something
Elephant
real.
Boy. Oh, that's so funny.
The intro to the Elephant Boy. Can you play videos on here or no?
I think he can, but
Anyways, maybe you can't for copy. I don't know, but so my memory serves me correct.
see that?
Elephant
Yeah,
Boys are
Elephant
real.
Boy. So maybe that guy.
I'd like to reboot it.
Well, do it with this guy's ball.
That'd be amazing.
like some-
Someone
Reboot
could.
it.
A little Indian boy with a white turban could ride in on his nuts. Here we go.
That would be nice.
London. This
Fancy.
isn't loud enough, I don't think.
That's minging it. That's
there.
fucking minging it.
What's minging?
Mingin.
Oh, here he goes.
I gotta hear that. That's so good.
Present. Come on. Come through the trees on an elephant. Elephant
I mean,
boy.
this says 1937. This is terrifying.
Come on. Where is he?
They called me Little Tumai, meaning no harm. But because my father was called Tumai also,
Wow.
so was my grandfather, and so was his father before him. All Mahouts, drivers of elephants. There is no other such honorable occupation.
One shot.
Turner himself
No edits.
wanted to drive
Delivered.
Pause it for 1 second.
Delivered flawlessly.
Hold
in
on.
one
Can you
take.
pause it? So think about it. This kid did this 70 years ago. He's a little Indian boy actor. And now gets resurrected 70 years later because some guy under a bridge has an elephant ball. And we're talking about a homeless guy's elephant sack.
That's the
And
beautiful.
now he gets a new life.
He's getting views.
Because some guy's got elephant balls.
Dude, crispy chicken. He brings
Oh.
back the best nostalgic.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm just happy my memory, like,
It is
That's
real. Elephant Boy.
glorious.
that's wonderbar.
Well, now, well, you're watching Elephant Boy. You move to the States. You're like, I gotta
In
find
that
an
exact
elephant. No, but
Do I
so
even-
How do you come here? How do you get to the Comedy Store? Like, did you showcase here a long time ago?
Oh, my journey to the
you-
Comedy
Yeah,
Store is
just-
bizarre. So Howard Lapidus, my
Yeah.
first manager, when I first got here, his job was he basically told immigration that he had over $100,000 worth of gigs lined up for me.
Wow.
So that was a bit of a common lie that I think a lot of sponsors did because they wouldn't let you in unless they saw you were going to be contributing.
America needs to know we can rob you. Yes.
Right. They need to get their taxes and everything. And I know Howard would have got me the gigs over time, but the fact that I just landed, there was no way.
Shit.
So his job was to quickly get me in front of the players in town, the Improv, the
Yeah.
Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first place he got me up was at the Laugh Factory, and I remember I think the first night I walked off stage, I got offered 2 TV shows.
Oh,
it was,
boy.
and I'm not talking like sitcoms, but remember
Yeah.
back in the day they had like a Comedy on the Road and Evening at the Improv.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
they had all these
Sure.
comedy cable shows. So I got offered 2 of those. Like my first night, I was just like, "Holy crap! Here
What
we
year
go."
is this?
This was late 80s, like 80, 89 or 88.
Okay.
So it was like, wow. And then he said, okay, now we got to get you over to the, so I was in at the Laugh Factory. They loved me there. And then he goes, let's get you over to the Comedy Store and do a show in front of Mitzi Shore. And I was clueless. I was like, okay, Mitzi,
Sure.
Who's that? You know, he goes, oh, she runs it. I go, okay. Like, I just thought she was a club owner, which she was, but none of it resonated with me because I was just new here. I didn't know anything. And back in the day, I sort of, just as a goof, I was always experimenting with things. Like I'd bring Christmas trees on stage. I'd go up shirtless and bring a bag of dry cement. I'd bring a bicycle with no wheels. I did so
Very
much crazy stuff. Yeah, I used to go up with no shirt on in the summer. I mean, I love just experimenting. So at that point in time, I used to keep the headpiece of a phone, like a landline, and the cord in my back pocket. And during my act, I'd for no reason, I'd randomly pull out and go, yeah, they really liked that last joke. Yeah. Okay, I'll be home in an hour. Like I just talk into the phone and just put it back, just for fun, you know?
Right.
And so I got up and I guess I had to do 6 minutes in front of Mitzi, and I didn't know the whole thing.
3 or 6, yeah.
I really had no pressure on it because I just thought, oh,
that's incredible.
Someone's in the back. I don't know who it is. So I just went up and did my thing, and they go, okay, got to go talk to Mitzi. And I went, what are you talking about? I got to go talk to someone? Like I didn't know any of the rituals or any of the whatever it was. So I went off. She goes, oh, yeah. I didn't like that phone in your back pocket. And in my head, I was like, who gives a fuck what you like, you know?
Oh my God!
Like in my head, I was
funny.
like,
Sorry,
"Who the
Mitch.
fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Like, but I didn't know, right? I didn't know the power, the importance, and to be honest, even if I did,
you wouldn't care.
I was always I said, you know what? I don't care who's in front of me or what. I'm powering through.
Gotta go.
I was laser focused from day one. Like when I got on stage in Toronto, I was like, this is a great piece of real estate. This is a great microphone. I'm going to be in Hollywood in 3 years. Like I knew.
Perfect.
I was just so laser jet
ready
focused.
for it.
So even Mitzi, even if I did know what she was, I would have probably still, and I don't want to sound belligerent or rude, but I was like, I'm not going to let that stop me. But in this case, I didn't know her, and I just went, who the fuck is this? You know, and so they never invited me back. And so I said, I don't care. Like I didn't know about any of that stuff.
On to the next place.
So I just worked at the improv and the comedy and the Laugh Factory whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
I was up all the time. And then literally about 4 years ago, like I've been in this city 30 years.
That's hysterical.
4 years ago, Adam Egget.
Yeah.
Is it Egget?
Legend, yeah.
Adam
Egget, I didn't really know Adam at all. I get this call one day and I go, hello. And he goes, hey, it's Adam. And I go, who? He goes, yeah, I'm down at the Comedy Store. And I go, okay. And he goes, yeah, I'm booking it here or whatever. I'm running it. And I go, okay. And he goes, how come you never play here? And I go, Adam, I'll be 100% honest with you. I said, because there's no parking. I'd never been here. So I always thought you had to park. Like this is the Sunset Strip where all the clubs were. And so I'd been here a couple of times for charity things, to do things. Like I probably played here 4 times in 30 years.
Wow.
So I always ended up having to park down the street in a garage. They, well, we close at 10 o'clock. Come, you better be here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like $30.
Awful.
And I was like, why am I bothering going to this club when I... So I said, I came, and he goes, just come down and do a set. So I said, okay, I'll come down and meet you and do a set. I did a set, and I said, Adam, it sounds horrible, but it's the parking. And he said, come with me, and he took me out to that back parking lot.
Yeah.
And he goes, you see this? And I said, yeah. He goes, you can park here. I said, I'll see you every week. And I've been coming here every week since.
The parking situation
The parking
is
is
handled.
amazing, actually, here.
It's great.
It
Comic,
sucked
yeah.
for-
It's right at the door.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like a big shot, but that was really all
big
it was.
deal.
Because I had the other clubs to work out, and I didn't. And I honestly, to be honest, as a Canadian and removed from this Hollywood world, I didn't know about all the
Hoopla.
all the cliques and the hoopla and the you're a store comic and yet like not. And even if I did,
You weren't involved.
I
Yeah.
said to the guy up in Canada, Mark Breslin ran kind of the comedy world up there. Mm-hmm. And at one point, a bunch of the comics were rebelling because they thought he had a monopoly on all the comedy clubs. And they phoned me one day and said, Harland, are you with us? And I said, guys, with all due respect, I got into this to be on a stage with a microphone, not get into politics. I said, that's all I want. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in any of it. I'm here on a mission. And some of them resented that, but I didn't care. I wasn't there for them. I'm not there for anybody's games or cliques.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was always there just to get the job done and enjoy comedy. And
but that's
it was for
smart.
people. I always thought it was for people. It wasn't for the internal bullshit. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I never.
Are you into not making money so that we can prove a point to one guy?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because they did
terrible
have a
plan.
big strike here. Same thing with the Comedy Store, because they weren't the comedy clubs, they weren't paying comics.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
So they fought for it, and then 78, 79, something like that.
Yeah.
So it did become a big thing. The reason it became you can't work the Improv versus the Comedy Store was Mitzi and Bud were the two big comedy clubs.
Right.
Shot callers.
And they made a deal, and they were working out how much to pay, and Bud folded earlier. And Mitzi was furious because it made it look like she was the asshole.
She was being cheap, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody went over there, and then she became, the bitch in comedy. She's the big bitch.
Huh, interesting.
So, yeah.
I'm just so naive to all that stuff, but
I got to
They
be honest.
fixed the parking now.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love
would let
it.
you park on
Very
my
entertaining.
face because I don't have any eyebrows. You could just park. That came out wrong, didn't it?
Eleanor,
This is a
it
full
sounded very
circle.
forward.
Yeah.
This is a full circle
Park on your face.
comedy.
Wow. Okay.
Well, what your eyebrows have to do with
Yeah.
parking on his face.
Yeah.
Why don't you just harass all of our guests, Eleanor?
That
Jesus.
he's here.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we
I'm
know
a
what you
little
meant.
Lonely, and I
pervert.
get it.
Wow.
If she goes for the bat, just know that's the only sign you've taken it just far enough.
I feel like a waitress in a seafood restaurant getting accosted right now.
Yeah.
It's just like
We've all been there.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel trapped and
Yeah.
cornered. Elephant boy!
I wish he was here to say that.
He comes in and the guy with the giant nut comes in and rescues me. He's
Crispy,
swirling.
crispy.
Boy.
I remember when I saw a Dodgers game one time. I'm watching it at home, and I'm like, "Is that crispy chicken?" And they stand behind, behind home plate, and I'm like, "I must be tripping. That fucking homeless guy has got front row seats at the Dodgers game." And then Vince
Was it him?
It was
Yeah.
him. And Vince Scully's like, "Boy, someone looks like they've had a little too much to drink, dancing the night away." And I'm like, "That's crispy chicken." And then he goes, "Uh-oh, someone's not in their seats." And then it's just security
Taking it
wrangling
out.
crispy chicken out from behind home plate. I'm like, dude, he got a call out from Vince Scully.
And those were the days before they had like the netting.
Yeah.
Like, so he would have been the perfect guy to be there because if a foul ball came
Just
back,
take it.
his nutbag would have saved
Oh,
him.
yeah.
It would
Ricochet.
have jumped up like an elephant.
Protected
just,
children.
Yeah. Yeah. Simba, Mumba, Ungawa. And by the way, those words are.
I can't
I
wait
think he
to
said
watch
those.
it. I know.
Oh, you're going to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it later.
Elephant.
Not now.
Look at him.
I
He's
can't.
on the little. It looks like a nut sack right there.
Yep,
Those
that
look
could
like
be
my
crispy
He's
chicken.
eyebrows.
riding a nut
There's my
sack.
eyebrows.
That might be
That's your
crispy.
eyebrows. And he's eating like a coconut rind or something. What a life to be the elephant boy.
Dude, he
What a
grew up.
great-
He grew up to be the
little boy.
elephant man,
He
though,
did.
which wasn't such a
It didn't
nice
turn out
life.
great.
I am not an animal. God,
But the in-between years are probably
the
pretty
beauty
great.
of youth, you know.
Is
and
this
then
where Elephant Man came
This is
from?
the origin
This is-
story.
oh, okay.
This is the origin
we're
story, Eleanor.
fantasizing.
Wouldn't
that's
that
what
be
it is.
amazing, though?
Yeah, to start out.
Say London. They had a thing with
By the
it.
way, he looks a hell of a lot like Mowgli from Jungle
Very
Book.
similar.
Too.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
wonder
What
if
do you
he
think?
ripped him
Feels-
off.
Yeah, they were doing what Rick's daughter does. They just took this story.
But didn't Rudyard Kipling write Jungle Book?
Yeah, probably.
And then I think he wrote Elephant Boy too.
yeah, it looks like it. So
Whoa.
Oh, so
he's
maybe
just reselling his same
maybe,
story.
Oh wow!
I
yeah.
like it.
We got
maybe-
the scoop here.
I wonder.
He's reusing ideas.
I wonder if Elephant Boy is secretly Mowgli.
Do you
The whole
really
time.
know who wrote
Rudyard
Mowgli? Yeah.
who Mowgli is?
Yeah. No, do you know who wrote Jungle Book?
Yeah, I think it was also Rudyard Kipling, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm being impressed by any of them.
I think it was.
I think you're correct.
He wrote both of them. Do you want to check for us back there, Johnny Google Tits, or whatever your name is?
You know, from now on, he will be Johnny Google Tits.
Well, he's been Googling the whole. I mean, it's like
This
we
guy
got
won't
this
stop
space
Googling.
Google guy back there, you know.
Johnny
sorry.
Google
So
Tits.
is he-
I love Johnny Google.
I love
too.
Johnny Google
Of the
Tits.
Brooklyn Google Tits.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Rudyard
that. Nailed
Kipling.
it.
He
Nailed
wrote
it.
Jungle
Right.
Book.
Eleanor.
All right.
When are you going to stop questioning the knowledge of decent men?
I'm not. I'm never. I just was impressed by it. I literally was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, wow, okay." Because in my head, I couldn't put it together.
Well,
Little
don't be
Jungle
too
Book.
impressed because he also wrote later in his career Deep Throat. So
One of his better.
Can we
also
where-
involved an elephant trunk.
Yeah, the book is really good.
Simba, Mumonga.
The movie doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Linda Lovelace,
Oh,
there
God.
she is. What a great documentary.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
You're
being on, man.
incredible.
Thank
Is
you.
this-
Thank you,
for
guys.
coming down
Very
and doing
Thank
this.
you guys.
Do you have
I'm
stuff you
honored.
want to promote? I know you,
Oh,
you
I'd
do
love to.
art and all sorts of other stuff.
Well, what
so-
I want to promote is I do have I do art. I draw my own T-shirts.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I have a website called harbling.com.
Okay.
And basically what it is I draw directly on the fabric with a Sharpie. So it's one of a kind. You're kind of wearing a piece of unique art.
Oh, cool.
And you can buy the originals at harbling.com, or if for out of the originals for a reduced price, you can buy a print. And then keeping in the vein of podcasts, I just started my own podcast up called the Harland Highway Podcast.
Nice.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about it. I've only done
good.
about 10 or 15 episodes and just getting it off the ground. And so if you like podcasts and you like funny and you like Elephant Boy, jump on the Harland Highway. It's on YouTube and check it out.
I'm going to get a shirt for Johnny Google Tits
Yeah.
from your website.
You know I'm only
excited about it.
joking. I know
No,
you.
it's never not going to be
apologize
his
to
name.
him.
Oh, really?
Google
Never
Tits.
apologize to him. It's amazing what you just did.
Johnny
This is
Google
great.
Tits.
Perfect. Look how,
Good luck getting into Canada.
yeah, good
You'd-
luck with that,
Hey,
You'd
buddy.
make a good team, Elephant Balls and Johnny Google Tits, and No Eyebrows McGinty over here. We're the only two without any physical
Just
ailments.
normal guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are just perfect.
Yeah, we're perfect.
Perfection.
Pretty much perfect.
yeah.
I shop at Ross Dress for Less, but outside of that, I'm glowing.
And once I get you into that ballet store, you're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
have a green
I'm in
tutu. I can't
Nebraska
wait.
7, so
Oh,
just,
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
basking in that.
Definitely.
Feels good.
Well,
Well, thanks for being
you,
on, man. We
guys.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Check
you, Rick,
out
for
Eleanor.
being back.
Yeah, where are you going to be?
Actually, I'll be in Kansas City. I'm doing Poughkeepsie next week.
Legend.
Watch out for
Poughkeepsie.
Orville.
Really? Is he up there?
Yeah, it's
He'll
corn
be-
country.
He'll be popping.
Yeah.
What about Poughkeepsie at Laugh It Up with Dice the 22nd through the 23rd, and then the 21st through the 23rd. I'm a mess.
Yeah.
And then Kansas City at the Comedy
Club of Kansas City.
The last week of July.
Go
I
check
can't
her
think of
out.
The names. The numbers. I'm terrible.
It's a terrible time of year to be
Dice
outside.
is doing the early shows, and I'm headlining the late shows.
Nice.
So come on out, have a good time.
Awesome.
It's very exciting. What about you, Ricky? You're in town for a while?
I'm in town for a week, and then I'm back out on the road. You can go to Chris Rock's website.
He opens for Chris Rock.
So
Nice.
that's where I'm
Yeah.
performing. So you won't see my name anywhere.
Go
but
see Chris because Rick
Yeah.
opens the show. It's exciting.
come
If he
see
has
me
any
in a
tickets.
suit, just looking sharp as fuck.
Woo!
Just taking care of business.
I love it.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, I'm on next.